Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm your host, Cole Denis, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content to stay up to date with everything Steelers. But let's get rocking. As for the past couple days, we've been talking about who can possibly, or who can the Steelers possibly go out and get to fill in for the injured Calvin Austin. Uh, We've talked about trade options. Now let's look at some free agents. I'm gonna say these are four free agents that I've seen kind of been rumored as of recent months and have been on the team before. First, Tyler Boyd. He had a terrible season with the Titans last year, hasn't earned a spot anywhere because of that. He's also visited the team this all season. He could possibly be someone that bounces back if you give him an opportunity. He's proven to have production in this league before, but someone I do think that is over the hill and that we should probably avoid more than likely. I don't think it's there anymore, the athleticism for how the Steelers play, especially with us being so reliant on yards after catch. I don't know if he's going to be the one that can provide that for us. Second option, OBJ. Him and Rodgers have always kind of talked about playing together, so he could possibly fit. Another guy, though, I'm not really a fan of. Someone past his prime years has dealt with injuries in a lot of recent seasons. Well, I really do doubt his ability to come back and play at a high enough level and be athletic enough once again to dominate as a yak merchant. Don't think that's going to happen. OBJ is way past the prime. Yes, he was the yak god during his prime days, but I don't think it's there anymore. Mostly due because of those injuries he's received in recent years. Finally, the last two options, two dudes that have kind of familiar with the system, Dante Johnson and Robert Woods. Johnson, of course, has the big drop issues. We've seen that before when he was here in Pittsburgh. We've seen that follow him the rest of his career since leaving town. Hasn't really been productive in any stop since he's left the town. He is someone that has performed well in yards after catch his whole career, though, so that could possibly be an option if you want to deal with the hands issue. Robert Woods, just a veteran presence you can add to the locker room once again. We got rid of him after he didn't want to play for the practice squad, didn't want to be in that role. Now, great opportunity for him to actually be in a starting role for a team once again, which he thought he would be when he first signed with the Steelers. But as I said, all these options are pieces I would probably avoid. Most of them past their prime, over the hill. Don't really think they really fit the scheme of this offense. What I would do is I think it's time to give Roman Wilson the keys and an opportunity. It's been a year and 4 weeks now since we've drafted Roman Wilson. Not exactly, but he's those are how long he's been able to play. We got a full 18 weeks last year plus one playoff game and 4 weeks so far this season. And still nothing from Roman Wilson. I do think though there is higher upside with just sticking with him besides going out there and signing one of those veteran guys in free agency, just because you never know what someone can develop into once you give them a chance. I really do believe you get this guy on the field and get him stringing together receptions, just get him involved in the game plan, jet sweeps, screen passes. He can definitely be a target out there, a lethal target out there. I think he definitely provides himself more to the yards after the catch, which, as I've been talking about, the Steelers lead the league in through the first 4 weeks. That is our main way of getting the ball down the field. So I think we got to stick with young talent here, and Roman Wilson provides that. Uh, as fans, we love to see our second year, third round pick finally get these opportunities. Um, right, once again, if he gets consistent reps, I do believe he's going to be the best option out of everyone that I've just talked about, out of everyone in free agency. There are a couple options in the trade market that definitely could be more enticing than Wilson, someone like Chris Olave, but you'd have to give up draft capital, maybe possible players to get that deal to go through. So It might just be better sticking with the in-house talent in Roman Wilson and trying to figure out if we got a guy, if we got a star in our third round draft pick of last year. Let's move on though. Talk about a little bit of the disrespect the Steelers have been facing in the media and mostly in the betting world. As through 4 weeks, we are in sole possession of first place in the North. But even with being in sole possession of first place, 3-1, the Ravens, who are 1-3, are still favored to win the division. And as I said, all experts in the media, let's say the experts in the media, are running with this narrative still. And the fact that the Ravens are stuck with Cooper Rush this week, and the Bengals are stuck with Jake Browning, and the Browns are stuck being the Browns, and we're not favored to win the division yet, is blasphemy, in my opinion. Uh, it just dumbfounds me after team everyone's watched the first 4 weeks of the season. You've seen what the Steelers are. Yes, there's been struggles through the first 4 weeks, but our struggles haven't held us back completely, considering we've come out with 3 wins in those 4 games. And you could argue, I'm going to argue, that it should be 4 now, considering Caleb Johnson, if he doesn't botch that kickoff return, I think that Seattle game looks a lot differently, and the game plan doesn't have to change so much, and we're able to stick what we want to do in that one. If he doesn't, just let the ball roll into the end zone, and we could have been 4-0. But I'm over the disrespect. I don't understand. Once again, I understand the struggles of the team. But if you look in the division, every team's been struggling in the division, and we're the only team consistently winning. So stop with this narrative that the Ravens are somehow going to win the division and find a way to come back. Because, yes, there's talent on their team, but their talent has yet to produce, even with the star Lamar Jackson running that offense. They haven't been able to string together consistent play routinely. And that is why they're 1-3. And do we really think they're going to be able to fix that with Lamar out? No. When he comes back, are they going to be able to fix that? Maybe. The defense is horrendous. And the Steelers seem to be hitting their stride right now. We've improved every week. So I just think a lot of people are still sleeping on the team. The defense is trying to find that identity of bend, don't break. We're going to give up yards. We're going to get a shit ton of turnovers. And Rodgers has made that offense actually look functionable for the first time in years. So stop sleeping on us, because I'm seeing it and the players should see it as disrespect. Or maybe you should keep shitting on us, because it's extra motivation for these guys every week. Let's wrap up today's show talking about the tough stretch we're going to be facing here after the bye. As we know, this is our bye week, very early bye week, the earliest you can get in a season. And oh, for the year, I talked about how this bye week could set us up for a late season collapse, like we've kind of gotten used to in previous years because of this hard stretch. And this hard stretch only gets harder. We have caught a little bit of a break with the Bengals not being as good as we expected them to be coming into the year. But after the Browns, it is going to be brutal for this middle section into for the next 13 weeks, let's just say. It's going to be a brutal stretch. Even the Browns to give us fits. We know what the Browns defense is about. They got a good defense up there. Dylan Gabriel's going to be starting. We don't know that how that's going to look yet, but I don't think their offense is going to be good still. But that defense can give teams fits. So we gotta be ready, and we can't let Garrett get to Watt, which he's been able to take over a couple games so far. This stretch is gonna be brutal. Yes, we have a lot of injuries, so it kind of helps having this bye week right now. But you're gonna have injuries during any part of the season. You have the bye week. I still would have preferred a middle of the season type bye week, because it lets you get that rest before the playoffs, even in the later weeks of the season, like week 14. I'm fine with a bye week then, because you get that rest before the playoffs. With the Steelers now, we're going to have to go 13 weeks, 14 weeks, maybe 15 weeks. Hopefully, we'll go all 17 straight weeks winning and make the Super Bowl and win that. But we're going to at least have to play 13 straight weeks. And I can definitely see the older veterans of this team slowing down by the end of this season. Hopefully, it's not the downfall of the team once again. This early bye week does set us up for a brutal stretch, and hopefully the team can remain healthy through that 13-week stretch and play fantastic, like we've seen in the past couple weeks. But that has been it from Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Denis, and I will see you tomorrow.